dollar you.
Hey, let that shit ride, Ted.
Bitch, go right there. I'ma take them down through there. Let them see how I really get down. I do better with nobody around. CEO build my shit from the ground, the king of the mountain. I'ma take them down through there. Let them see how I really get down. I do better with nobody around. CEO build my shit from the ground, the king of the mountain. I'ma take them down through there. Cottonwood where it started for me. First fight at the end in the street, on God, I was 6 years old, no CAP. Hey, mama stood right there, said he gon' be letting of the hood right there. Go mix with a bull right there, tow truck, that nigga got pulled right there. Hey, yeah, I'ma take him down through there. Look, man, my role models, all of them dead. Got me fucked up all in the head, go to sleep with the blick laying out in the bed. Yeah, I'ma take him down through there. Clearly reading, don't trust no hope. Heart been stepped on and broke, but I broke.
Thank you for joining the CyntSaidIt podcast. And I have in the studio with me today, Coach Chaney.
Yes. How you doing?
All the way in the shy, you guys. I made it, you all. Okay. I have some questions that we're going to be asking Coach Chaney. He's going to answer those questions for us. And we're going to get to know a little bit more about Coach Chaney. So without further ado, first thing I want to see, tell me a little bit about yourself, Coach Chaney.
Well, I'm born here in Chicago, born and raised in Chicago, Illinois, on the south side, okay? I worked pretty much in all areas of Chicago, north side, south side, east side, far south side, south suburbs, west side. But this is my home. I've been here. I went to school, high school in the south suburban area. Went to King on the south side. Then I transferred, went to Thornton High School, played ball, football, basketball, and baseball, and went on to Indiana State where I played ball and excelled, and I graduated top of my class. And then I went on and got my master's from Indiana University, my first master's, and my second master's from Aurora University.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So let me ask you this before I jump and dive into these other questions real quick. I want to ask you, what made you just be so passionate with what you got going on right now? What motivated you to do this?
In Chicago, especially on the south and west side, no matter where you are these days, but especially for me, I was the oldest of 5 children, and my mother didn't have a lot of money. She was a single parent. And so she worked very hard to make sure that we was in a good atmosphere. And we had lived in the south side of Chicago in a housing project. And it started getting worse. It was good at first. It was no problem. We didn't even know we was poor.
Yeah.
We really didn't.
Yeah.
And but it started getting bad. And they started recruiting. And by me being the oldest, they wanted to recruit me. And I was an athlete. And my mother wasn't having it. She wasn't having it. And I didn't like it either. I don't smoke or drink anything like that. And but they wanted me to kind of hang out. And in that environment, if you don't do what they do, right? So my mother, she moved us a couple of times, relocated us a couple of times until we landed in the south suburbs.
Okay.
And the south suburbs of Harvey, Illinois, actually. And that's where they have a lot of sports activities, athletic activities, and a lot of different things that kids can get involved with. And that's one of the reasons my mother moved there. But I tell you, it was probably one of the best moves she made for us. Yes.
Yeah, I heard about Harvey. Actually, my grandfather, my mom's father, lived in Harvey. He passed, and he had a lot of children. So I've been trying to find them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Actually, that's another story. So yeah. But the next thing I wanted to ask you is, how would you describe the responsibilities of your position?
My responsibility, as I see it, is really kind of twofold. One is give the young people the opportunity that I had, okay? And then use my resources and my platform to provide other opportunities for them, whether it be getting them out of the neighborhood for a short time, whether it be mentoring, whether it be sports. I use sports as the hook, to get them involved, whether it be basketball, baseball, football, track, soccer, whatever it is, meet them at that level. But the kids will tell you everything, literally, once they get to trust you and show them a lot of love. They have vehicles by which we can show them a lot of love, and then bring other people that's like me to the fold. You know,
Absolutely.
so for me, I had some people that were very entrenched in my life, and I didn't have a father. As I was growing up, and then as I did, my mother remarried. It was difficult for me to make that transition.
Yeah.
I needed somebody to talk to,
Mm-hmm.
and I thank God for coaches.
Yeah.
And so that endeared to me. Like sometimes young people like their favorite teacher. They want to become teachers. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So for mine was some good coaches. I had some really, really good coaches.
Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. I like that, Coach, too. I like that. So what are the biggest challenges with helping the kids? Because I know you run across some type of challenge. And how do you handle those challenges?
Well, there's a lot of difficult challenges out here. These young people, especially nowadays, are facing unprecedented challenges that we didn't face so much as when we were younger. I mean, the COVID kept them in bondage almost for 2 years.
Yes.
And they already had challenges, economic challenges, some of them, psychological challenges, some of them, even physical challenges, some of them, being bullied, those types of things.
Yeah.
So now you add that on to the COVID situation. Now these children don't know how to socialize. So they're using video and other forms of diversion to keep from socializing.
Yeah.
So as a coach, I really focus a lot on team and working together and interaction. So it's hard and it's difficult to break down those barriers when they had never seen the model work.
That's true.
So that's kind of the biggest obstacle. A lot of people think it's the money. That's part of it too, because you want to have the business part taken care of so that you can provide the activities. But once you get them, really the biggest thing is, meeting the kids where they are, developing that barrier, the bond of trust.
Yes.
But then give them that platform where you can listen to them and what they have to say and what's coming from their heart.
Yes. Yeah. So how do you handle those challenges, though?
It's a lot of different techniques and different ways.
Just depending on the situation.
Yes, it depends on the situation and the child.
Yeah.
And their environment.
Yeah.
Because they come, a lot of people have some very challenging environments that you wouldn't even know because they don't like to portray that. So they don't want to seem vulnerable in the city of Chicago. That considers you weak. And that can be further from the truth, but they don't know how to handle that.
Yeah.
They never seen anybody work through that process.
Yeah.
So through sports and activities and special events, I try to work through that process with them.
Okay.
And not just me, I have a lot of good volunteers that do the exact same thing.
Yeah. And that's important. You got to have a solid team to
Absolutely
put in place. Yeah. Absolutely.
A lot of good-hearted people out here. But
It is.
You hear a lot of bad things about Chicago, but there's a lot of people out here doing yeoman's work.
Yeah.
They really are for no pay.
Yeah.
And spending their money out of their pockets.
Yeah.
So it's hard work, but it's the justification and the reward is when you see you might not get all the children, but if you can get a majority of them to really get that light bulb on and say, okay, it's a point of discovery for me. That takes it to a different level.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Most definitely, Coach. Okay. What's your favorite part about working with the kids? What do you like most about working with the kids?
Honestly, I've been doing this 44 years now. And my family was very interested in the community and worked with kids. So I'm just doing what I saw. So my grandfather doing, my uncle doing, and they came from the South. Alabama, Mississippi. Yeah. So in the boot. So
the boot.
Louisiana. So as they migrated here, their whole thing was community. Their whole thing was family. That's the whole thing. Loving on your family.
Yeah.
Why do you go out there and do what you have to do so you can bring it back to your family?
Yeah.
Right. And share the experiences with your family.
Yeah.
And that's it's becoming a lost art now. The blessing in the COVID, a lot of people don't want to hear this, but the blessing in the COVID is forcing families to come back together.
I told someone that too.
Yeah, that's the blessing.
And it's teaching us how to think and read more.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And find other creative. Yeah, absolutely. The flip side of that, though, is that it's forcing us to do the exact,
Yeah.
So you see a lot of broken homes because a lot of people have to spend time there now. So, and the kids are in the middle of it. Like, what do I do? Mom's mad, dad's mad, dad's not here, or mom's not here. What do I do now?
Yeah.
So it's extremely important to me. and the people that I work with and the people I associate with in these endeavors is that we have platforms where the kids can express themselves, whether it be through music, art, workforce development, cutting grass.
Yeah.
I mean, kids, I'm hot, coach, I'm hot. Well, why are you, what's going on? I'm thirsty, coach, I'm thirsty. Okay, all you got another 2 hours, you can make your money. Really, coach? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
make it exciting.
yeah, and then we show them how to utilize them and how to start a bank account.
Oh,
I mean, which is extremely important.
It is.
And what to do with a debit card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they get the debit cards now from the government, and what do you do with that?
Mm-hmm.
How you budget your money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't teach that stuff in school.
Yeah, they didn't teach us that. They also have these student credit cards now.
Yes.
They have them now. Different banks have those student credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
Start as low as like 16 years old of age. So they are out there, and it's good that you're teaching them that at a young age because, like you said, even when I was growing up, I didn't have all that. I didn't. So yeah, that's good.
It's critical.
It is critical. Very critical. It is.
Then it's critical. They see people like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They see themselves in you.
Yeah.
The young ladies, especially, we have a lot of young ladies in our program.
Yeah.
And young ladies are very expressive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you don't see it. Sometimes a lot of women work with the young ladies. So they come from homes where there's 5, 6, 7 children in the home for whatever the reasons are. And then the young ladies are like, okay, who do I model myself after? So it's usually a teacher or a coach or someone who spends time with them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what, so my biggest challenge is the availability of good volunteers, good people, and spend time with the kids. The kids are willing and just find that opportunity to do that.
You brought up about the parents, because that was going to be my next question about the parents. So are the parents active, or any of the parents active with, what's going on? Or do they assist you in helping, in any kind of way?
It's a misnomer that people say, well, the parents are not involved. There are some good parents that are involved.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you are in a situation that's stressed economically, a lot of time you spend a lot of time working, and a lot of time that you cannot dictate the hours that you do work, right? So after school programming is extremely important. Extremely important. And most crimes happen between the hours of 4 and 7. So you now are closing community centers. The churches are closed. Not all. No, I'm not saying all.
Yeah.
But a lot in these neighborhoods. So what do you expect the kids to do?
Right.
I mean, honestly. I mean, even as an adult, if everything's close to us in our community, what do we do? If we don't have funds to do that, what do we do?
They close your center.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's a lot with even what's going on in Dallas as well. With a lot of the after school programs have closed. They don't have those anymore like they used to. They even used to have summer job programs. They don't even have those
Workforce
anymore.
development program.
That's exactly what it was. Yep.
And a matter of fact, I was part of that back in the old days. They had the old CETA program.
Yeah, they would call everybody up. You get to go up there and pick which occupation that you wanted to do. I remember my first job was at the IRS.
Really? Oh, wow.
I was 16.
Wow.
That's the job that I had chose. And it was crazy because the CEO, which was my boss, him and my mom grew up together.
Really?
So when I got there and when he saw my last name, he was like, he said, where are you from? And I told him from Louisiana. He said, I'm from Louisiana. He said, who are your people? It's a small world. And I told him who my mom. He said, I know your mom.
See.
And it was strange, but he told me, he said, when you graduate, if you want to come back here and work, you got a job.
But see what I'm saying? And really, we're only one connection away from the ultimate success and opportunity, right? So if we're just one connection away, I think it's, upon us leaders, if you will, to make sure that opportunity is available for them.
It is.
Because you never know how it's going to affect them later on.
That's true.
They may not be able to get it all right now. And that's okay, because we didn't either. You know what I mean?
That's true.
But to be able to present it over and over again and be consistent with that is important. So look how you turned out, for example. Really. I mean, and then to articulate that we're here for you. We'll give you opportunity. Not only to make money, to learn, and then show you love, and then coach you and correct you when you make mistakes.
Yeah.
And knowing that you're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
That's extremely, extremely important.
It is.
And I think enough programs, there's so many good programs out here doing good work, but there's so many doors that are shut, too many more doors that are shut.
It is.
For every one program that's doing well, you got 12, 14, 15 other ones that are shut in the same neighborhood.
Yeah.
I mean, in Chicago, we have a lot of churches, and I don't knock churches, believe me, you know what I mean? And we have a lot of liquor stores. So you can take a 4-block radius and come up almost 20 liquor stores and churches, and they all close to the children from 3 to 7 when they need you the most.
Yeah.
So
Same
why
way
would you?
in Dallas.
Yeah. So why would you expect anything else?
Yeah.
You mean for that child? The child's gonna find something to do.
Yeah, they are.
In their nature.
Yeah.
We're animated
Yeah.
people, right?
Yeah.
But if you don't even allow yourself the opportunity, you mean, to open up your churches, not when it's just convenient for you, but when the kids need you.
That's true.
That's extremely important.
Yeah.
And it's been proven that the crime goes down in those areas.
Oh, wow.
It's been proven. Studies have been done, and I've worked with different groups throughout the Cook County area and here in Chicago. And I also used to be a director in Indianapolis. You mean, so the plight of the young people are the same.
Yeah.
It really is the same.
Yeah.
But we just have to, as leaders in our communities, whatever little way that we can offer our time, some resources, or just a friendly word.
Mhm.
You never know how that changes a child's
That's true.
emotion, psychological.
Yeah, it does. I like that too, Coach. That's exactly what we need. I wish we had you in our community, but we gonna get to that. Okay, we gonna get it. We gonna get to it.
All right.
Is there a certain criteria of acceptance into like the program, like what you're doing? Do you have a certain acceptance? Just say, for instance, let me give you an example. Is there a certain point where you say, no, this child here, I absolutely cannot help this child, or you accept every child, you don't turn a child away?
Well, we definitely accept the child. You want to have the funnel this big.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as your reach can hold, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the reality is, some children that need some psychological help or physical help or that you cannot provide. But now I think it's becoming upon leadership to pick up that phone and find somebody else that can help that child. So just about, like I said, we're always one connection away. So if we can make that connection through our experiences and our network to help a child or help a family, I think we should also do that. So I might not be able to do it in my program, but I got something for you.
Yes.
At least offer that opportunity for them.
I agree.
To do that.
I agree. That's just like not telling someone no without an explanation.
Right. That's right.
You don't tell them no, then yeah. I agree with that as well. if I don't have the resource, then I would definitely find you that resource.
Okay.
And that's showing them and letting them know that you do care. You're not leaving them out just stuck out there like that.
Exactly right.
And that you don't know how far that can go as well.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. Because the kids, and sometimes the kids will test you.
They will.
They'll test you
Just to see how loyal you are.
That's right.
If you will leave them,
That's right.
because some kids have that also, where they have a fear of they've been left so much, and then they have that fear of they just gonna leave me too.
Left, abandoned, displaced, disrespected, not heard. Even as adults, we still face those same types of issues.
Yeah.
And then you couple that with the COVID situation, where a lot of young people have been isolated.
That's true.
And now you're asking these children to be adults, young adults, but still be kids. Come on, which one is it? So the kids are confused.
Yeah.
So the kids in the neighborhood have to be tough.
Yeah.
They feel I have to be tough. I have to have this facade.
Yeah.
So
I have to put this wall up.
I have to put the wall up. Because I got to go out here and do battle.
Yeah.
Especially in some of these areas, it's real.
Yeah. I know.
It's real. So they got to do battle. When they walk out that door, the parents pray for them.
Yeah.
We pray for them. But they got to go out there and do battle.
Yeah.
And they understand. A lot of them understand sometimes better than us.
Yeah.
What's in the street and what's expected, but what's also is their barriers to success. So they try to find those outlets and other things. So they'll test you to see if you're real.
Yeah.
Yeah, are you real?
Yeah.
Are you really real, coach?
Yeah, let me see.
Yeah, yeah, I mean,
You know,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So something this it could be as simple as, Coach, I'm hungry. No, they're not hungry,
yeah,
but
just to
Coach,
see
I'm hungry.
what you're gonna say in
Yeah, to see
response and what
you're
you're
gonna
gonna
do. Yeah,
react, how you're
yeah.
gonna react.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, I always think about it from the standpoint of taking care of the basic needs first. You know, I mean, you want to understand that some kids need underwear,
Oh wow.
underwear,
I can see that.
and socks.
I can see
I
that.
mean, they go to school and get all that peer pressure. If you're asked to go to gym and put a certain uniform on in gym class, but your underwear is dirty, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, because you've been wearing it multiple days or can't wash it, whatever. Naturally kids are cruel sometimes with each
Oh
other.
yeah.
I mean, so they go back and forth.
Yeah.
So, and that one child might just come to you and say, with Cynthia, and they're crying or they're upset or they're acting out, and you get to the root cause of the problem because they didn't have the right socks on, the right underwear on. Something that's simple.
Something that's simple. Yeah.
That's simple that we can solve a problem
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
But it's major to a child.
Yeah. It's funny you said that. So even with that, do you have people that donate like different supplies or stuff like that
I
to the
do.
children? Clothing.
It's never enough though. It's never enough. But I've been very, very blessed and fortunate in my experience in my career to run into some like-minded people with that law, what they call law of magnetism.
Yeah.
I mean that bring good people to you and you to them. And so the energy and aura is always synergized around the kids first. I mean, so I work with some really good guys, Michael Earhart, and he has All Kids Matter in the Chicago area, and he feeds the homeless.
Okay.
Yeah, he does. I mean, when I say he feeds, he cooks for them. He actually physically cooks for them
Oh wow, that's
every
cool.
single day.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's
man.
dope right there.
Yeah, it is. And he's always, Coach, you need this? Coach, you need that? You know what I mean? Or I can call him. And if he doesn't have it, again,
He
that
gonna
one touch.
get it.
You know what I mean? He said, okay, I'm going to use my network and see if I can find it for you. So that's important. So that when you call me or somebody calls me, I do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Even Brian's construction. You know what I mean? When I needed him last year, I said, hey, we're doing an event, a community event. How can we best, he asked me, how can we best serve the community? I said, look, this brings, something that the kids need
Yeah.
right away. He brought furniture, you know what I mean? He brought backpacks and paper and socks but that's all was needed. It was gone. When I say it was gone in a matter of 30 minutes, 40 minutes, it was gone.
Well, good for you, Mr. Brian.
Never for the kids.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. Now, Coach, I know that you said you're motivated by the kids, but how do you stay motivated though? Because I know there are times. How do you balance the work and what you do? How do you keep that balance? Because I know at times it probably can get,
Ooh. We really talk about that right now. It's, but I think just being real. I mean, even with the children, I try to be real. You know what I mean? I'm like, Coach ain't feeling today, guys.
Yeah.
And get them to motivate me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And they say, Coach, come on out here, Coach. Come on out here. They take me on the basketball court. And then that challenges me, right? It takes me out of what I'm thinking about, what happened at the job or whatever. And now it's one-on-one with them. The kids are smart.
So I'm just going to say, see, they've been around you so long, they know you. And so they probably sense and know when something's not right with coaches. So, but I know how to get him back on track. So
exactly. They know how to get to me. And I can tell when they're hurt, and they can tell when something bothering me too.
See, that's the bond that I like that you got with the kids, Coach, and that tells a lot. So I know when I meet even some of the kids, like I know I'm gonna see that and feel like you said. That's why I understand now.
Yeah.
Just the feeling of it.
Yes, it's all about the feeling because, I mean, honestly, what most kids want more than anything, because I don't, like I did when I was young, we didn't know we was poor, and if we did feel it, we didn't feel it to an extent that an adult would probably feel it, right? But the one thing we did know immediately if somebody cared about you or not.
Yeah, that's true.
We knew that.
That is so true.
And we would act out accordingly.
That is so true.
If we wanted attention, we do things.
That is so true.
And if we want to be accepted, we would do things accordingly to be accepted, be part of a group. So coming out of this pandemic, it's important that the young people know that we're here for them and they can be part of the group. So whether it be my group, your group, another group, you know what I mean? You're still family. We're still family.
I like that.
And I'm going to embrace you. And the one thing we do, even with the pandemic and everything, everybody say, well, there's no hugging, no fist bumping, anything like that. I got that.
Yeah.
I really do. But I also got, the kids need it desperately.
Yes.
So I tell the kids, you know what I mean, we did a thing, we did a fist bump, and then we did some other stuff, you know what I mean, and we made it fun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so that the kids still feel a part of it, you know what I mean, because they miss the hugs.
Yes.
I mean, especially little kids, they miss the hugs big time.
Yeah.
And so it really affected a lot of us, you know, the kids not being able to fully express, or we being fully physically express how we felt with them. But I tell you, spending time with them, laughing and joking with them, crying with them.
It's a feeling.
It is.
Yeah.
It truly is. And when once you get that, that's motivation in itself.
Yeah, Coach, you motivate me. Like I'm up here now. Like if you have any girls that you feel like I got someone I need y'all to talk to. Let me let you. Please reach out. Don't never hesitate.
Oh, you ain't got to say. Oh, you ain't got to say that. You on speed dial? Say like, talk to her, please.
Yes, I'm all for assisting the young ladies as well.
Yeah. I mean,
definitely.
It's so important. You know, we just don't have men in our young boys in our program. We call young men in our program. You know, and we have babies in our program, but we also have young teens.
Yeah.
You know, that statistics say will be mothers in the next 3 or 4 years in some of these communities.
Yeah.
So if you're 12 years old, you're talking about before they're 16, they're gonna be mothers.
Yeah.
I mean, but you know, with people like yourself,
we can talk to them. Some of this
exactly. Just say something to them. It's something that they see me every day. They say, "Okay, coach, okay."
Yeah, but they hear from somebody that they don't see every day. It can make a difference.
And that's the affirmation part.
Yes.
When it's affirmed, what they already know.
Absolutely.
They said, "Well, then everybody can't be wrong."
That's right.
Really?
And I can let the girls know I have a 26-year-old daughter. She's studying law. She went to Texas A&M, and she graduated with 2 bachelors. She did a double major. She don't have any children. She's 26 years old.
That's what's
got
up.
her head together.
See, there you go. But that's because you stayed in their ear.
And their father was married for 23 years. He passed in 2011. So I'm the only parent that I have 2. My son 32 and she's 26. My son is in the music industry and film industry, and I managed him. And he now has purchased 2 Airbnbs, so he's into into the property side of things. Now he has his own clothesline, so I have 2
outstanding. And let me share this with you. A lot of these young people have those same ambitions. They really do, because they try it. I mean, you see the girls; they put the little glitter on the shoes now. And they do all these designs. They are really creative.
And that's what I was just about to say. Now, see, even that type of stuff, like we can start even donating stuff for craft for them if that's what they want to do, because that could be creating a business for them.
Absolutely.
Little do they know, you know.
Exactly.
Like you're creating a whole business here, you know,
a revenue stream.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I tell them that's what it's about. You know, everybody said, you know, well, they should go to college, but they don't tell the kids the whys and what fors, and the college setting is not for everybody.
It's not, and I had to learn it. I learned that a long time ago. It's not.
Yeah, and you catch at different periods in your life. So maybe in the beginning it's not for them, but as they grow their business, they see the need that I got to learn how to manage my business better, do accounts receivable, accounts payable, do my inventory. You know what I mean? How do I do my payroll? You know what I mean? How do I apply my pay my vendors?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Those types of things. I mean, that's critical.
It is.
But until it's a need for that, they don't see it as important.
Yeah.
So, but if you help them develop their business models, then the points of discovery come. Oh, now I got it. Now I see why I need that, and now they knee deep in it. And usually, when we get in something, we're gone.
Yeah. Yes. I'm telling you, it's a great feeling when you know you've made a difference. And I see that, coach, and oh my goodness. Okay, so we talked about the parents involved, and we talked about the balance. Is there anything that you want from the community as far as like to help with the kids, and what would it be for instance, like myself, that I'm volunteering some type of service, anything that you need, what would you want the community as a whole? What do you need the community to step up to the plate and do?
It's so many things, you know what I mean? But the number one thing is,
The main,
I think it's not a number one thing. I say the main avenue, you know, or stream or a resource that the kids need is to be able to, so they can envision their own picture, is the number one thing I think it is, in my experience, is the we used to call it visionary boards, those types of things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
I
I did mine back in 2009, and I did it. I used to do it every year. And actually, me and my cousin was talking about that last month because she did 2 of them. And she was telling me that her husband looked at the board and he was saying, "Oh, babe, almost everything on this board that you vision like that you got, like I made that happen for you." And they started laughing about it. He was like, "I made that happen for you, babe." And she was like, and she went down the list and she was like, "Well, I do have. We got this. Yeah, like yeah. Well, I guess you did, babe." Yeah.
But think about it. You know what I mean? So now in that team structure with you and the other person, now you guys work together to make it happen, and now you coordinate. You visualize it and you coordinate it, right? You say, "Hey, wow, look at all the things we got done." And I think sometimes people don't take time to be still and have counsel so they can structure or organize their thoughts, right? And I think the kids are the same way.
Yeah.
They want somebody to help them organize it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they're all over the place.
Yeah.
But they got so many great ideas. They really do. So some of the research I look for is the basic stuff, really. Laptops, tablets, so we can do the visioning, so they can see it. We can stay connected to the internet.
Okay.
Hotspots. That's critical, because a lot of kids, we assume that they have the internet at home. I had one young man comes outside the community center, and because the community center has internet, he doesn't have it at home. So how you expect somebody to do their homework?
Yeah.
And most of the homework nowadays, you have to do the research on internet, right?
Yeah.
And so he has a phone, so he comes out to the community center and stands outside the building and uses the internet.
Wow.
Yeah, and so and I could ask him, "Why are you standing out here?" And it was so hot outside; it was like 90-something degrees or something. I said, "Why you out here?" He said, "Coach, if I told you, I ain't gonna believe me." I said, "What are you doing, man? Let me see your phone." And he said, "No, Coach, you can't see it. I thought you were doing something wrong."
Yeah.
And he said, "No, I'm in summer school. I have to do my homework."
Man, I know that broke your heart.
That's just like,
man, because I would have been like devastated. Like, man, I think I probably would have just been like, you know what? No, I'm gonna have to do something to get him to the internet.
Right, get him internet. So I got a small hotspot for him, and so those types of things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, so he can have that and he can hook it up to his phone, and eventually we got him a used tablet. I mean, but those types of resources. There's people out here that have an abundance of resources.
Oh yeah.
That they can share. They can write off on their taxes or
Exactly.
whatever. You know what I mean, but they can share to people who really need it. They really, really need it, and can be put to good use. You know what I mean? But what's the point of having the technology and it sits in the storage area, and then after a while, they're collecting dust, and then after a while, it's gonna be outdated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at least let somebody have the opportunity to use it and better their situation for sure. But also, it makes you feel so much better. You know what I mean? Just be able to, I've donated so many things. I got other people, my friends, guys I played ball with in college, and I played semi-pro ball. So I got the guys have donated back, and we do camps and all that kind of stuff. But it's always more you can do.
Yeah.
It's always just more you can do.
I remember when I spoke with you week before last, and you mentioned about the Bulls game. So tell us about that, and how did that come about with you taking them to the Bulls game?
Wow. Part of my the foundation I work for is the Be Powerful brand here.
Okay.
It's Be Powerful Chaney Youth Club. And Be Powerful is founded by Leroyce Hawkins.
Okay.
Who is the star, the star of Chicago PD.
Okay.
That's based out of Chicago. And he has donated a lot of stuff to the kids, And what we try to do is provide opportunities for kids to get out of the neighborhood as much as possible.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have not been out of that 1 mile radius,
That's
not, and can't because of different gangs or different things that's going on. They can't go into other areas. So it might be a supermarket or a store 4 blocks away, but because of a boundary, they can't go there.
Wow.
They're going to go in their area. Or, sometimes you try to send somebody else to sneak over there.
Yeah.
But people say, well, they shouldn't be in the gang. If you grow up in certain areas, you're automatically part of it. That's what people don't get. It's not that you go into these rituals and all that kind of stuff. If you live in a certain neighborhood, you already almost grandfathered in.
Wow.
To be part of that gang.
So it's kind of like you're forced.
Yeah, yeah, almost. I mean, really, and it's not that the gang is a bad gang or they doing things, just doing drugs. Everybody got this stigma of gangs.
Yeah.
But no, they are people.
Yeah.
They are citizens. They are human beings. They are neighbors.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They are brothers, sisters, and cousins, and nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
So how in the heck can we say, oh, you're in a gang? Well, I grew up because I grew up over here. You know what I mean? I grew up over here, so I'm in the gang. You know what I mean? They accept me.
Yeah.
But in corporate America, you have gangs,
That's true.
right?
I mean,
you know what I mean? So
allegedly, the PDB, police department, are gangs.
So it's always to me that the little titles and stigmas and subtitles they put on people to separate people. No, at the end of the day, we're all people. All people. I have I have a gym. I have different gangs. I'm not gonna call their names. That come and use the gym. They play ball together.
See,
they play ball together.
Wow.
They don't care about what gang they're in.
Yeah.
As long as you don't disrespect each other.
Yeah.
That's anywhere you go.
That's
right?
true. That's
you
true.
want respect. So at the end of the day, these gang members that are, and we know they're gang members. They know the other person in a different gang. No problems. Because they respect the place that they're playing in.
Yeah.
So that's why it's so important.
Yeah.
They have those opportunities, especially from 3 o'clock or 3:30 to 7 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock in the evening.
Wow.
It's really important.
Wow. And tell everyone about how many children that you work with on a day-to-day basis and then as a whole.
Well, we took to the Bulls game. We took about 140 kids total and parents. We had 150 tickets and we took about 140.
Oh, wow.
Because we took the bus driver and everything, what I mean?
Yeah.
Make sure everybody goes and have a good
Mhm,
time.
mhm.
But man, and I'll show you some pictures of that. But the kids just to see, and I hadn't been to United Center in a minute. And I saw the new things they did. I'm like, whoa, this is all right.
It's exciting
this
to you
is
too,
okay.
huh?
And they gave them little basketballs and all that kind of stuff. But just to get them out of the neighborhood, to forget about all their problems, all the expectations other people have of them. They were respectful. We didn't have any problems at all with the young people. And the biggest thing to me is that they all saw something different. We was going back, we was talking about it. They all saw a different experience. And that's what it's all about.
And they'll always remember that.
I always remember that. And this Saturday, that was week before last, and this past Saturday, we took them to Science Industry.
Oh, how was that?
Yeah, that was great. They had a Black Creative Entrepreneurs Program there.
Nice.
Yeah, we took the kids down there to see that. So just getting exposed to it. Just like you and I, we were exposed to certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And you asked me earlier why I do what I do, because I was exposed to it.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The environment dictates a lot of things. And people want to, it shouldn't dictate your mind, but it does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you give people alternatives, healthy alternatives. And you got to keep feeding it. You got to keep feeding it. It's hungry.
Yeah, you got to be consistent.
Yeah, you got to be consistent. You got to keep feeding it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, they're going to accept it. They're going to get it. And then they're going to share with others. But I always ask people to pay it forward, share it with somebody else.
Yeah, word of mouth.
Exactly.
Yeah. Cool. Yes, cool. Okay. Now let me ask you this. Actually, I do. I have one more question for you.
Okay.
What are your goals? What are your goals for the Boys and Girls Club? What do you plan to accomplish and achieve at the end of the day? Do you have like a certain goal that's set? Like 5 years from now, where do you see the Boys and Girls Club?
One, have an open door policy. Continue to have an open door policy where we're able to provide a myriad of services, but to really allow a person to come in there and have a safe haven where they can express themselves through the arts, through physical activity, whether it be self-directed activity or one-on-one activity like martial arts or boxing. I got a boxing program that's we started out with 11 kids in the boxing program. Now we have 40 in the boxing program. So they couldn't afford gloves. So we worked out a deal with Play It Again Sports, and they gave us some gloves, and people donated old equipment, and they gave us store credit, so we was able to buy them new gloves. Because it's important that kids get gently used or good stuff, as opposed to getting look like hand-me-down stuff. Because it's a self-esteem thing, right?
Yes,
and psychological thing. So for us to have Played Against Sports be one of our collaborators to do that is huge. And also the Royce Hawkins with the Be Powerful brand is huge.
Yeah.
Because now we can provide the boxing gloves. I got a young lady, I'm gonna show you the video, 6 years old. You talking about can get down. She's so athletic. I mean, like God just anointed her.
Yeah.
She's a Hispanic child, and she just a joy to be with her and her brother.
Yeah.
And I talked to her parents. The parents said, "We don't know where this came from." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're so glad you're here.
Yeah.
So then now she can express herself, and that's where you want to catch them, early, and people pour in love with you and let them express themselves, so they can have points of discovery no matter what it is.
And tell us about all the activities that you have for the children. Because I know when I talked to you, you said there's football, there's basketball, there's t-ball. So give us an example of those.
Okay.
The activities.
Well, we have football, basketball, t-ball, baseball. We have adult softball. We have volleyball. We just started our soccer program. We're just starting our soccer program now. And then we're starting our arts piece of the program where kids can actually paint. Like I said, and that's people don't know how valuable that is. Everybody can do that.
Yes.
Everybody. You don't have to be a good physical specimen.
Right.
You know what I mean? To do art.
Yeah, you don't even have to know how to paint nowadays. They have like the paint with a twist and stuff. You can go and they have the pattern already there. So basically, you just paint into the pattern. The pattern is already there.
There you go. So for me, is when you walk through those doors, just like the old Boys and Girls Club of old, you know what I mean? That you can find yourself in a safe haven where you can just, and you just want to come there and just be.
Yeah.
Just sit down and just be.
Yeah.
You're going to engage sooner or later, right? But just be. If you want to read a book, you want to come cool out. You just want to talk to somebody. That's important. Now, naturally, we always try to coax them into getting involved in different things. But, sometimes the kids just want to be left alone.
That's true.
Because they got a lot of stress going on.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know everything is not always peaches and creams there. So when there's conflict among the children, fights or anything like that, how do you handle those with their differences? Because I know it's gonna always be something.
Sure.
Even when you're dealing with the larger group of children and their disagreements, how do you handle those situations?
Well, we have a security protocol when you come into the building. Okay. To make sure it's a safe haven. Okay?
Gotcha.
So you come in, you sign in. You already registered for the program. Even if your parent doesn't come in with you that day, you're still a part of the registration. So you're still part of the group. Okay. We do have trained coaches there. So conflict resolution is the big thing in coaching ranks, period. And I do have certified coaches, and we do have teachers that come. Yeah. And I'm very blessed to have a younger brother who was the president of the teachers union here in the South suburban area. And so he lends his expertise, and other teachers do too. To some of the things. And that's why I say sometimes it's not just having them there, but being able to reach that one person they can connect with. But we do have we have other volunteers, and then we do vet them all. We do have background checks, the whole 9 yards. You have to go through the background check. Everybody has to do that. Everybody has to register as a volunteer.
Okay. So those are some of the requirements.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha.
Yes, ma'am. You
Gotcha.
do have to have that.
So do like a whole intake process.
Yes, ma'am.
Gotcha.
We call it onboarding.
Okay, yeah.
Because the whole thing, the ship is sailed. So you want to get on board, come on.
Yeah.
And in corporate terms, that means hiring.
It does. That's exactly what it means.
Right.
And you're right. They take you through the steps. If you got to pass that background.
Exactly. So for the kids, I say the same thing. It's onboarding, but to get on the ship, because we're all going together.
Yeah.
We're all going together. We move it down the river together. But the biggest thing is having this platform, I think. Being able to share, being able to talk, because people and kids and resources are going to look at this.
They are.
And they're going to say, oh, I can do that. It's not that hard.
Exactly.
I can donate socks.
Exactly.
I can donate bars of soap. A hotel. We had a hotel year before last, that donated, that was closing down, and donated bars of soap.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then one guy had a bag of soap, and he said to me, well, I was going to throw it away. I said, oh, no, you don't.
Yeah.
These kids need that.
Yeah.
So and the parents are so grateful. Now they spend that little extra money on something else. Toothpaste. Just having a hygiene bag.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. I mean, and we think it's nothing, but to the kids, it's huge.
Yeah.
You mean, you at school all day, you're playing sports, that's your desire, or doing gym, but you don't have very little of anymore. But then you need to freshen up.
Yeah.
So it's cool to have a new backpack, with some hygiene products, and then you go and handle your business and come out and feel good, about yourself. I just think, and then we do haircuts.
So how did the haircuts come about? And who does the haircuts?
A lot of guys that coach with me or I've coached, they're barbers, licensed barbers, yes. And so they come back, and I ask them, and we'll do that once a quarter. We'll do the haircuts. We did twice this summer. Once when they got out of school, and we did one more right before summer camp, and then we did one more right before they went back to school. And then we try to do some right around the holiday, so the kids can feel good about this. Their whole attitude changes. Yeah. And then the girls, like yourself, at the braid, getting the hairs, the braiding the hair and stuff like that. I asked the ladies come out and do that with them. It's tedious, what I mean? But it was the whole attitude of how they feel about themselves. You can't even describe it.
I like how you have everybody have their role that they play in, and just coming, like I said and mentioned earlier about the team. Y'all have a great teamwork going on.
Yeah, we do. You have to make it work.
You do.
That's why I pull in good. But you said you want to, I pull you in. Let's go. Let's go.
If you need me for anything to even talk to those girls about anything, don't hesitate to reach out. You got my number. You can call, and I'll talk to them at any time. I don't care what time of the day. If it's an issue, then
that's beautiful.
That needs to be addressed, and I got somebody. I don't care what time of the day or night it is.
That's beautiful. Because the beauty of one of the benefit of the pandemic and COVID, if it's any benefit to it, silver lining is that the kids learn how to use Zoom. They learn how to get on, and talk to each other.
And I have, that we can definitely communicate.
Exactly.
And even with here, because what I can do is I can go here and send a link and send it to them, and then they can come with me and join me and talk to me this way as well.
See, that's it, and that alone in real time.
In real time,
huge.
Yes.
It's huge.
Yeah. So don't hesitate if you have a situation and you need that. Then I'm here.
And that's why a lot of times I try to do the tablets and notebooks because that way.
So do they need those? I know you said the laptop and the computer, but they need tablets too.
Yes. Okay. Yes, because that's a lot of times. Sometimes I let them take it home, but most times I keep on them using it. They bring them back. And after what, it has to be a trust factor there.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
It has to be a trust factor there.
You have them sign in and sign out, just like at the library.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And they do it.
So do they get like a card or something? Maybe that should be like a maybe suggestion. Maybe they get like something like a card that they can just like a library, and then
we were thinking about that going into this year, because last year we didn't do it at all because of the COVID was kind of messing us so bad. But now that everything's kind of loosening back up from the standpoint of people doing social exchanges now, I think that's a definitely a good way. The card or have it on their phone. You know what I mean? Where they can say, okay,
When you scan a black barcode.
Exactly. Yeah. A QR code or something.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
something to look into. Yeah, you're right, like a QR code. Okay. Yeah.
So you're full of it. But see, that's what I'm saying. It's not just me. I'm just blessed to be in a position that I can touch a lot of kids very quickly. But even the school we're going to tomorrow, you'll see 60 kids there at that private school, Black owned, by a reverend that I've been knowing probably the last 30 years of my life.
The pastor that I spoke with.
Yes, Reverend Sims.
I was honored to speak with him.
When you see that school, the outside may not look as appealing, but you go inside, you're gonna be blown away.
Oh wow!
You're really gonna be blown away at what they do.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? So that's why I know it's other programs I had like that.
Yeah.
I worked on the west side of Chicago for Mid-Austin Steering Committee. Same thing. You look at the building, it's the old firehouse. We converted the old firehouse. But people look at the outside building and say, you go inside. It's the love. That we provided breakfast for them, snacks for them, all those types of things. So that's important. Yeah, the kids are hungry.
Yes.
You got to meet the need.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So water is important. Just bottled water. I get a little thing to bottle water for them. So they, coach, it's hot out here. Don't you see me hot, coach? They asked me that question.
Some water.
Don't you see me hot, coach? I had Brian come in, and Brian came down there, and he brought snow cones and ice cream. And water. Just those things. Celebrate life.
Yeah.
Just celebrate with them.
Yeah.
Just being here.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
And we're here together. So let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Let's enjoy ourselves the right way. And you're gonna have some things that go wayward a little bit, but that's what coaching is all about.
Yeah.
Just coach them to doing the right thing. Right?
Yeah.
So I appreciate the opportunity of being here with you.
Absolutely.
To get this information out to people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure some other organizations that are doing the exact same thing I'm doing. You know what I mean? But if we all bond together and share resources,
it can be big and it can be huge and it can help so many more.
Yeah.
And it can go nationwide because again, like I was telling you, it's not just here. There are resources lacking in Dallas as well.
Yeah. So this podcast could be that conduit, if you will, of resources.
Yeah.
And they are out here. There are some resources out, but they just, for us, in that areas where we can get to them or we know about it. So if we get to the point where we can know about them, get to them, or maybe I can send it over to this person, they can send it to that person, they can send it to this person, get to Indiana, I can drive, go get it, or whatever, you know what I mean, to make it happen. I'll come down to Dallas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but just the separate, the separation of resources to the kids is hard sometimes.
Yes.
For people who try to do the services for.
Yes, that's true. That is so true. I guess this will conclude the questions I've answered. I've asked all the questions I want to ask, but I wanted to because I kind of made myself a list of what I feel that you guys need to see what I can do on my end to get some of these to you all as well. So is there anything or supplies that you all need that's in a high demand that you can think of?
Only supplies that I think of at this point, and it sounds real basic, honestly it does. Paper, pen, notebooks, and it sounds so basic.
Yeah.
It really does. Backpacks. It sounds so basic, but it's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Because I used to teach also in the public school system here, and as well in Indianapolis. And one thing I know for sure, kids every day need a pen.
Yeah.
Every day need a pencil. I said, how you come to school without a pen and pencil? You know what I mean? So and the teachers are spending, at least most of the teachers that I know spend their hard-earned money buying supplies.
Oh wow, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the supplies, the snacks, the basic things of water, a sandwich, a fruit, those types of things go a long way. You know what I mean? Before you even talk about doing anything else with the child, you got to meet that basic need. They're hungry, right? They want to tell you what happened during their day, right? And then you want to reward them for just being here, being present, because you could have been anywhere else, but you're here.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I want to thank you, Coach. I appreciate you for taking the time out.
Thank you, really. Thank
Y'all
you.
take a couple questions from the audience?
Yes, also.
No, seriously. I just
No,
got one
seriously,
question.
yeah,
No,
what,
really, I
no,
got one
what's your
Like,
question, Brian?
like,
Brian
I
is
know
in the
she
building, you guys. I'm sorry if you want to come around, Brian.
No, I'm fine right here. I just
Okay.
want to ask Coach a question.
Okay.
Right? Because I know that Coach talked about the parents. Is there any services that you provide to the parents? Because I know a lot of these parents you got now are younger.
Yes.
You know, they're having kids at a young age. So are there any services that you provide to them, or any service you'd like to see provided to the parents?
Yes. One of the things with the parents, and we talk about parents, in our view, what age would you think of? When you say parents, what age would you think about?
Oh, wow, I'm thinking not my age.
You know, what do you think about? What age you think about?
When I think about the parents in the community now, the kids you dealing with,
What age you think about?
I'm talking about 20s.
Right. Guess what? But guess what the parents are?
What?
14, 15, 16. Those are the parents.
No.
Those are the parents now.
Those are new parents. So now, what about the child that, for whatever reason, had to get out of school,
Yeah.
you know, or go to alternative school?
Yeah, because they're pregnant, because certain schools don't allow pregnant women to go. They have to go to
Exactly.
that alternative school.
So that gap. So when you ask that question, I look at a parent. When you look at a parent, maybe 24 up. You know, I look at a parent at 16.
Right.
You see, so from 16 to 21, we got to provide service for that gap for those kids. Those who need it, everybody needs it for sure. Those kids who now are thrust into motherhood and don't have a clue. You know what I mean? Don't have a clue what they're going to have to deal with. Not at all. So the type of service that we provide is right now the mentoring piece of it. Okay, and where do you go for services? And I refer a lot of the young people out, but spending time with them, knowing exactly assessing what their needs are, and then you know, like I shared with you guys earlier, they're not only having a child of their own, a lot of times they're babysitting, you know, their mother's child or their aunts and uncles, you know, children. So now at 16, 17 years old, when you're a junior, senior in high school, you're right. You know, you should be going to football games and basketball games and proms and all that kind of stuff. They have other responsibilities. So what I try to do is match them up with services. I've been very fortunate to meet people along my journey that I can refer them to, because naturally we don't have the capacity to do to do the justice, but to identify it and to refer them and then follow up to make sure that that's done. I think it's crucial. It's really, really crucial. So that's what we do.
So in other words, you basically assess their situation and contract them out to other more established agencies.
Yes.
So let me ask you this: would you like to start providing some of those services in house?
Absolutely, because it's so much needed.
Yeah.
Especially, I just had a meeting yesterday with a lady who has daycares, and she works with kids from the ages of 3, I think, to like 7, and then naturally you have the elementary after school program she runs. But she said her biggest gap is from 16 to 21.
Wow.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
Right? Whether they, you know, are endowed with a child or not, you know, even the boys, that's the ages where we lose them.
Mm-hmm.
It's that gap. It's that rites of passage piece. And that's what we have in our program. You know, we try to keep them engaged, you know, with that right. And so the rites of passage is a little bit smoother. And we try to engage the fraternities and some of the sororities in the area. And we do a lot of different activities. But our biggest thing is identifying and then referring. But I would love to have that in-house to take care of that age that needs it the most, the highest risk age right there. Because that's what everybody says. Well, once you become 18, I'm throwing you out the house. You got to go. You know what I mean? And these kids at 16 didn't know where to go. And a lot of them are bigger than me. Some of the guys you would think are grown men. You know, so they don't have gray hair, but you know what I mean? But you would think they're grown men. You know, you look at them, then when you talk to them, you really get to know them, they're big kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Same thing with the women,
Yeah.
the young ladies. You know what I mean? So it's important for me that we provide those type of options and services for them in-house. So those things can get addressed, you know what I mean, in-house. But I use the arts, recreation, sports, athletics, field trips, whatever I can to get them in that door. You mean, 'cause once I got him in that door, now I have an opportunity to work with him and put him somewhere else.
Yeah.
Denzel Washington said something very profound. He said he grew up in the Boys and Girls Club. He said every day he knew he had a place to go where nobody would judge him.
Oh, wow. That's
That was
deep.
profound to me.
It's a big deal.
That's
That was
deep.
profound to
It's a
me.
big deal.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
And that's what I mean about the programs we set up there for that population that they say are disconnected, that population you talking about. We need to set up programs that they can relate to.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Yeah,
And I know it's other programs out there doing these types of things, but again, your God brings things across your path for a reason,
Yes.
right?
No doubt.
So there might be opportunities over here and over there, and people say, "Why don't you send them over here and take them over there?" All that kind of stuff. Well, it's called a process of mapping.
Mm-hmm.
We got to map our resources. We
Yeah.
don't even know what's out there,
That's
and what was out there is not out there anymore,
That's true.
especially in our neighborhood.
Because that's the problem right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're there 1 year, 2 years. Grant funding is gone. You know, the change of administration, and now the program's not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe the child's brother or sister or sibling benefited, but now they can't benefit. So now they feel some kind of way about that.
Yeah.
I just want to be a safe haven where they're safe to come no matter what.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That is
So I
dope.
got one other question for you. Real
What you
quick.
got for us, Mr. Brian?
No. What services would you like to see added to your program, like mental health, financial literacy? What services would you like to see brought into your program specifically?
I think the prerequisite is the life skills development piece, then the financial literacy piece, and I say that with the psychological points of discovery, where they discover for themselves that they are great in themselves and they have the capacity to run their own businesses. You know what I mean? No matter to whatever degree that may be. You know what I mean? They are creative enough to create their own opportunities out here. And don't have to worry just about somebody doing it for them or not hiring them. A lot of the other part of it is with the financial literacy piece, getting them that first bank account, especially with the teens.
Yeah.
Huge. Make sure they get the driver's license. Huge. People assume that these kids got the driver's license. A lot of them don't. They don't. And the kids tell me all the time because nobody took me.
So what about the mental health, bro? What about the mental health?
It's extremely important right now, especially with the COVID, how it went down and how we dealt with the COVID because it's kind of new to everybody. The people that got caught in the middle were the kids and the young adults. They're now young adults because we're 2.5 years in now. So 2.5 years in, the kids that were 15 are now 17, 18 years old. So they're adults. So yes, the mental health aspect is paramount. It's paramount because you can't even have a social conversation with a lot of guys feeling, some kind of way.
Yeah.
They feel defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're trying to get at them or you're trying to, or what I mean by get at them, you're trying to take something from them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or young ladies, they always snapping off on you. You know what I mean? They're talking about, well, they start doing their thing, and because they want to be expressive, and they want you to hear them, but they coming across real angry, real angry. That's all the thing they know.
Lashing out. They're lashing out.
And that aggressive behavior, puts everybody else on the defense.
Yeah.
So now you got one person on defense, another person on defense, another person on defense, and nobody's bringing them together.
Yeah.
You see? So now it's all this conflict. So they get together, but sometimes by negative means, and I just keep it real. They get it by doing things they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it be sexual in nature, whether it be smoking or doing things, drugs, because it's social.
Mm-hmm.
But
peer pressure, bro. I tell you.
it's something else, isn't it? It's something else. But the one thing I know for sure that the psychological piece is why we're doing all these other pieces. The platform itself is all psychological. It has to manifest inside first.
Yeah.
They have to understand it's a universal power out there.
It is.
You
Oh my
mean?
goodness.
And that they're a part of that. And they were born great. I mean, think about it. And this is what I talk to them about all the time. And I'm just going to share this with you if you don't mind.
No,
I tell them
absolutely.
that and I'm gonna keep it real. I'll keep it real.
No, go ahead.
Man.
Go right ahead.
But you talk about how many sperm, and ejaculation do a man have into a woman? Okay, how many? How many you think?
No temper.
You know what I mean? How you think?
During the intercourse?
Yes.
About how many times?
No, just that one time. How many sperm
How
you
many-
think? Exactly.
Thousands.
Thousands,
Yeah,
right?
thousands, yeah, lots,
Thousands, right?
yeah.
Thousands.
So for you to be here and be a warrior and you made it, you already great.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
You already, you made it past the thousands.
Yeah.
So you already great. But everybody else is telling you that you're not. You're not worthy. You already great.
Yeah.
So because you made it here, that means you was ordained to be here.
I
You know what I
never
mean?
really looked at it like that, Coach. You got real deep.
I know. I'm just saying. You know, I get.
You
sometimes
got
I get it,
real deep.
but-
Yeah, that was deep. Yeah,
but
we
I didn't talk to kids for real because that's what they understand. They're like, oh.
Yeah, I
You know?
am. I did, that because it could have been,
Right. I mean, some people have twins, right?
Yeah.
And they're blessed to have twins. So two of you made it.
Mhm.
So, and why do you think you guys are so bonded? You know what I mean? I got some twins in my basketball program. They fight like cats and dogs every day.
And why do you think that is? Because I have twin cousins that it's the same. Why do you think that is?
I think the one thing I know in animal nature, you want to test the boundaries
Nah.
and territory.
Mm.
So somebody just like you, equal to you. Okay, you was 2 minutes ahead of me. Okay, let's go at it. Let's go at it and see if I got this more than you do. You know what I mean? That type of thing. But at the end of the day, by going through that process, I even talked to one of the parents and sometimes let them go at it. I mean, not in a violent way necessarily, but they wrestle and let them go at it.
Yeah.
Because through that they learn about each other and what the other one needs that they got, and what I got that you don't have.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna be strong together.
Yeah.
As we grow older, we're gonna need each other.
Yeah.
And that's the process you go through. You know, God ordained it to be that way, right?
Yeah.
So it's like I was saying before, if you have, thousands of sperm and you made it, you made it.
Yeah.
You made it. You great.
You overcame the obstacles already.
Thousands?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean thousands?
Yeah.
You here?
Mhm.
You mean, so who am I? Who am I to tell you anything different?
That's
But
right.
you're great. You got the greatness in you. God gave it to you already. So all we got to do, our job is to find it
That's dope.
and bring it out.
That's
You know what I
dope.
mean? A little bit at a time. And they'll show it to you a little bit at a time.
They will.
You know what I mean? We just got to recognize it and not be too busy. Because sometimes I'm so tired, I'm busy. I'm like, oh gosh. I'll say, ooh, Miss Cynthia, you talk to her for a minute. 'Cause I got to go there and sit down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got to rejuvenate your battery.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That's
But at
right.
the end of the day, if you keep good people in that circle, right?
Mhm.
That energy stays positive,
Mhm.
and people know you're there with love.
That's right.
And then kids will open up.
That's true.
They do.
I agree. And again, thank you.
You
Hey, Coach, thanks
appreciate it.
from the streets, man. No, for real, we love you, man. We appreciate you, man.
For
We
real.
will do anything we can to help you, man. Believe
We
it.
are,
Thank you.
Coach.
Thank
And this is going to conclude our interview with Coach, you guys, but we have a lot of work to do. And if you guys want to reach out to Coach or help in any way, reach out to me. You can email me at CyntSaidIt@gmail.com. And also, Coach, let them know how you can be reached.
Or I can be reached at Coach Chaney 357@yahoo.com. Okay. You can even call my number. I don't care. Kids call it all the time. 708-965-1699. Again, that's 708-965-1699. That's Coach Chaney 357@yahoo.
Perfect.
Thanks,
So
Coach. We appreciate you, man.
there
We
you
love
guys
man.
have it.
Thank you.
And I
so
want
much
to
for
thank
having
you
me.
all
Thank you for
also
having me. Thank you so
for
much.
joining us, the CyntSaidIt podcast. And thank you again, Coach. I appreciate
Thank
you.
you for having me. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.
Thank you. And that's going to conclude that, you guys. You all have a great rest of the day and reach out. Do not forget to reach out because we're all in this together, you guys. So,
Absolutely. And be powerful.
yes, be powerful, you guys. Thank you, my CyntSaidIt gang.